It's the Heat Serious XM. I'm Mina. Say what? You're in Mina's house live in the studio after talking to her via Zoom. Money Long, looking like
Hey,
money
y'all.
today.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very good.
You're a lot
Happy.
taller than what I expected.
I'm very tall. Got a lot of legs.
I was like, oh wow, and like I'm pregnant, so I can't wear any heels or anything. So I'm like the shortest that I can be right now.
You're so cute, though.
Oh,
Little
thank
belly.
you. It's nice to see you, girl. How's your life? Everything has been moving so fast. A
Oh,
lot of good things happening for you.
so many good things. Lots of opportunities. Um, I'm still after the initial shock from December to like February. I was just kind of like, what? But now I'm just back, doing what I was doing before, creating content, videos, pictures, back being a boss, running my label.
Right. Hours and Hours, certified platinum. Can we just clap it up, everybody in here? Yes, yes, yes. So you've had a whole bunch of success writing for other people, but now you have like your platinum, like Money Long. This is your song, your first one. Like, how would you describe the journey getting to this point?
Just intense focus, it's like 2 years sound like a long time, but and it is, but looking back in hindsight, it's like, whoa, that was fast. It's like I just it's unbelievable just how it stuck. It's like people are calling it a classic. Babies, men, women, green, purple, blue, yellow, like everybody loves the song. And it's just a blessing, first of all, because I haven't had that sort of response ever. So like all the number one hits I've written for other people, different genres, massive success, never had that kind of reaction where everyone top to bottom loves the song. It's just incredible. It's like that's special. That's God. It's like, it's just like you can't take ownership of that in too crazy of a way, because like you can't recreate that too many times. It's just special. You know what I mean?
Do you think you can't recreate that because you're talented? You've been creating it for other people. I feel like this is just a start.
I mean, of course you can have like a massive song, but that sort of like fever for a record, like people really wanted a song like that, it seems. After the pandemic, just not being able to have that sort of intimacy, songs about love,
Right.
like true, pure love, just like no man bashing, no vulgarity. And not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I just think that it was missing. And I think it's kind of going to be hard to do that again. Like even in this space of this year, we're like, yo, like how can you top that moment where everyone is talking about this song? Everyone's doing a cover. Everybody's doing a dance to it, playing an instrument, putting it to their cooking videos, and hair videos. I mean, it was just a moment.
Right.
So that's what I mean. It's like recreating that. That was so pure. I wouldn't even try to mess with it. If it happens again, praise the Lord.
Right. And the song was number one as well. So there's all these accolades that the song is mounting up. How did you celebrate? Have you celebrated?
I haven't yet.
I feel like you're not a celebrator.
I am, but I just feel like, you celebrate when you're done.
Okay.
And I'm not. I'm still working. So I probably have like a vacation at some point and relax and drink and, lay in the sun and just be like, oh, this is awesome. But I don't want to relax yet because I still got stuff to do.
All right, let's get into it. Hours and Hours. Do you want to introduce your song?
What's up, y'all? This your girl, Money Long, and this is my song, Hours and Hours.
Yes, here on the Heat Serious XM. We're with Money on the Way. I'm Mina. Hours and Hours. We've been playing which we will get to. So we just love your music. But when we spoke before, we were talking about your writing credits, right? And like Mariah, Ariana, Mary J. Blige, the who's who, right? And you write under Priscilla Renee Hamilton. Have you gotten like a lot more writing offers since your own like personal solo success?
Of course, people are asking, but I'm focused. It's like I decided that I had a nice run. It's literally a decade doing that for other people. I just want to focus on Money Long, just building that and building that world out, taking this character as far as I can, until I'm like no longer entertained by it. And then, who knows what comes next.
So you're retiring the writing?
I mean, if it's like a collab, like if it's me and the person, if it's a song for us, of course I will lend my gift. But no.
So there's no one on this earth that we're like, Priscilla, I need a song from you. Like no one.
Priscilla is on permanent sabbatical. She is gone.
She gone.
She ain't coming back. She deserves a break. No, I mean, if it's like, because I feel like, if you knew what I actually had to do on a day-to-day to keep this going, how could you expect me to step away from that to come and like into your world, and just focus on you out? It's a little bit selfish. It's kind of like, if it's contributing to both of our goals at the same time, sure. But I'm not going to turn and go where you want me to go, because I got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of people depending on me to continue waking up and doing my part.
Spoken like a true boss. That's because you are a boss. So you were operating under your own label, right? And then you signed this deal with Def Jam because of your success. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Were there other deals on the table? I feel like everybody probably wanted a piece of money.
I took a few meetings. I didn't meet with everybody just because I'm just like, I know all these people and I've worked with all of these characters at some point.
Definitely characters. Some.
Yeah. So it's like, y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? Half of this, I don't believe you. If I'm just being honest, like, this is weird. Y'all were never this nice to me. And it's okay. I'm not mad, but this is not you. Who is this person? And I think I've made the right choice. Def Jam is very, very enthusiastic from even before we signed. They were like offering us suggestions and just there to be very helpful, which is rare because people don't do that either. Like nobody's trying to work for free. But we just had a really, really great chemistry off top. Tunji is amazing. Super supportive of just me as a female CEO and allowing me to run the business the way I want to run it. I have amazing managers who are helping me like keep it together and like do all of the back end work, so that I can be cute and like be in the front.
Right.
And just like the rest of the team, with all like my video, because I'm going back to directing my own videos.
Yeah.
Just putting the team and putting the support around me to create whatever it is that I need to create. So it's really like having an amazing library of resources. And if I don't have it on my own, if I can't figure it out on my own, I can just tap them and just be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And 1, 2, 3, it's done.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So another hit, which you're coming with it, girl. And you've had it there, right? This isn't overnight.
No.
These songs have been there, but it's like you're already on to another.
I'm already in summer 2023.
Really?
Like,
you have it planned out? I love it.
Yeah. Like we have so much music. See, they're shaking their head.
Yeah.
They've heard it. I'm not playing. Like I had a 2-year plan of like, okay, from the birth of Money Long till we get a partner. So that took a year and like 7 months. So it was early. And then June, July, August, like a year and 9 months, I'll say. And then now this is part 2, which is like another 2-year period where now I'm just going to keep drilling until I get to a place where I have trust from everyone who is a supporter. And maybe not even people who are supporters, but just who are aware of my presence and like what I do, to where when I put something out, they understand I'm trying to show them something and it's art, and I'm giving them a different perspective, and they at least are open to it versus being like, what is this?
Right.
Because I'm creating just from the pure desire to like inspire and motivate and be a touchstone representation. Because a lot of Black women, I mean, literally, what other Black women do you know that has done it this way?
Yeah.
Funded my
Their
own
own.
label, been
Yep.
independent, partnered with a major. Who knows where I'll go from here if I decide to sit in an executive seat, or, you know what I mean? And like film, television, like who has done it this way? So it just opens the door for other Black girls, just people in general, but specifically like young Black girls, to see themselves in that in that seat, and believe that they can be in charge. And like this, the barriers and limitations that people try to put on women, on Black women, on R&B music, they're silly. They just don't really exist for real. Not if you don't want them to.
I love that you're breaking that down. So let's get into your song, your latest song, Another. Do you want to introduce it?
Okay, y'all. So y'all heard Hours and Hours, but here's another one by me, Money Long, called Another.
Money Long is here in Mina's house on the Heat Sirius XM. I'm Mina SayWhat. So we've been talking about how much of a CEO you are. You had your independent label. You've now partnered with Def Jam. I really love that you were running or are running the label with your husband, right? How do you guys manage that? How do you work that closely together and then still manage to like separate the work from the business, from the personal?
I mean, he's very protective. So it's like, when he sniffs out some BS, he'll definitely like make it known. I don't always listen, but, he lets me be myself, and like, he doesn't interfere in the art. He contributes when he feels like he wants to. And it's just, he was very free. He also has a great ear. So like, helps keep me a little hood. Which is great because like sometimes I can be very poetic, and if it's a little, corny, he'll just kind of make a face move or, so it's dope. We have a great dynamic, and then we just leave it. Like sometimes like work comes home and we end up talking about it, but for the most part, he'll be like, I don't have an opinion.
Or we'll talk about it some other time or something like that, right? Like,
or he'll just ask a question. Like if he has a question about something, he'll be like, yo, so what is this? But other than that, he just lets me do it.
Yeah. So we were talking about your kind of independent run and now transitioning into the label situation. So your EP, Public Displays of Affection, actually released through your own label, right? So now the music that you're creating is going to be released through Def Jam, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of like a transfer. So it's like, they have purchased in a sense, or like we have agreed to partner.
I love that.
Phase. I mean, that's the best way to describe it, I guess. It's kind of just like, yeah, I made this, and you guys now can participate and come in and help me take it to another place, and show it to more people and get it in more stores. That's probably not the best analogy, but it's the best way I know how to describe it. So I am doing like, there's 8 songs on the EP. So I'm adding 8 more or 10 more. And it'll come out in like a part 1 and a part 2 big package.
So when's that coming?
I have one dropping in June, and then the other one in September. So September will be like all 18 songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have the titles yet?
Of the songs?
No, of the albums, like the part 1 and part 2.
It's just gonna be Public Displays of Affection 2.
Okay, 2.
Like TOO. And then the album.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really got a whole plan. I love that.
We really do. I have the title for the next album. I have the whole plan that, documentary going. Like, we're moving.
Yes. Well, I can't wait to see it unfold. We're going to continue more with Money Long. We're going to wrap up on the way and see what else you got going on, because it seems like you got your whole like career planned out, but I want to know what other planning are we doing?
Okay.
Money Long is here, CEO. That's what I'm gonna call you now, CEO Money.
I love it, CEO Money.
On the Heat Sirius XM, it's Mina SayWhat. You're in Mina's house. So we talked about your style, which is very your style is very sensual but it's not very like raunchy and it's sexy. You know, it's sexy. How would you describe what's going on in R&B right now? Because as we talked about earlier, your song was very different from what's out there right now. So how would you describe that scene right now?
I think everybody's just doing their best interpretation. You know, it's like I'm a fan of SZA, Kehlani, Chloe. I love Halle. Halle Bailey just put out like a little snippet of a song she was working on. I was like, yes, girl, this is what we want to hear. But I think everybody's doing their best interpretation. I think, you know, I just have this like really outlandish desire to bring back that late 90s, early 2000s era of like when music of our culture, not just, you know, R&B music, but like cultural music that had sounds and like that was derivative of different countries and like, you know, Spanish and like that's why I love the Afro beats movement. It's like it's something different.
Right.
I want to bring that era back, you know, and I want to at least give like the nostalgia of like, you know, cultural music, Black music is pop. It is mainstream. Because I think that, you know, the early 2010s with like the Four on the Floor, the Tayo Cruz, Katy Perry, like, you know, kind of like there was a R&B is dead kind of wave.
I remember
around.
that.
So
there were me as a radio personality, there were no R&B songs.
Which is like so whack.
And then Nicki Minaj is the only like female voice you would hear on the radio.
Yeah, and then she had a crazy run. But I think like everybody is doing their best interpretation of just like holding the front line for R&B. So I appreciate everybody who has like created the space for people to be able to receive what Money Long is doing. And I think like, you know, having conversations with like the Chloes and the SZAs and the Aries, like I think we all have the same aspiration. I think we just have to like, has to be a movement. Like people need to really realize this is what we want. This is what we want. But like, you know, less synths, more chord changes. It has to be like intention. Like we really have to move as a unit and just requesting these sounds from the other music creators. Cause it's not just like the artist, it has to be the producers and musicians, the artist teams, you know, allowing it through versus, let's see what it do on TikTok. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I mean, cause what happened with me was sort of like, oh my God, you really can market yourself and you can be your own billboard, but not everybody is that type of artist. Sometimes they just want to make music and move on, you know.
Who do you want to work with right now? Who are you burning to work with?
Literally everybody. Like I'm not precious about it, but I would love to get SZA on another remix. Hey girl. But I love her so much. She's so sweet. Would love to work with Kendrick, Baby Keem, Kanye. I love Kanye West. He's my favorite artist. 2 Chainz, I'm naming all Def Jam artists. But literally like The Weeknd, Giveon would be dope. Beyonce, obviously everybody wants to work with her. Drake. I literally Billie Eilish. Like I don't have any type of preference. I just want to work with dope. It's like I love co-creation. So I just would be curious to see what we would make if we come together, whether it comes out or not, or whether it's like largely successful. Maybe we do something for a soundtrack or movie in title. I just want to see what happens. It's
funny you say Drake because you said on TikTok that like over 10 years ago you were going to work with him. He was going to pull up. The ex-boyfriend was jealous. It didn't happen. Have you guys talked about? No, at all.
No, I think, you know, that'll happen when it happens. Okay. He's a very busy guy. I got a lot going on. I'm sure we'll cross paths at some point. And if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. If not, it's a cool story, bro.
Right. You know? All right. Well, thank you, Money Long. Another is out right now. You have literally Public Displays of Affection 2.5 5.3,
Yeah.
all of it coming. And I love your runs on another. I'm the little hee hee. I was like, yes, I love that.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations, girl. Thank you for
so
stopping
much,
by.
Mina.
It's
I had
the
a
He
blast.
Serious XM. You're in Mina's house.